Thanks for coming. A couple quick comments about the game. First of all, I want to thank our crowd as I try to remember to do that. The Buckeye Walk, the Skull Session. Incredible experience for our players and a lot of new young guys that I saw a little bit of hyperventilating out there, but I thought they came out to shoot fast. Preached all week and really hard about coming out fast, playing hard, and I think they did, obviously. Two quick scores. First quarter was script. You know, you can't play much better than our guys did. We're pushing the ball down the field, guys making plays. Special teams, I thought our kickoff team was outstanding. And then we rough a punter. Then we have the fourth down, we don't make it. Then we throw a screen that he goes the other way. And you know, in a tight game, you're going to lose that game. So we got to learn to fight through those momentum shifts. I do want to give the team we played, Buffalo, a lot of credit. I haven't asked a lot of respect for their coach. I've known him from before, and those guys played hard. They got a kid that kicked our tails, that outside linebacker. They had a couple sacks, pressures. You know, I know we beat guys that I expect to play very well on our offensive line. So we gotta get fixed. The good thing is we can. When you score 40 points, have almost 500 or 460 or something like that, and you're disappointed, that's a good sign. And the bad sign is we got a long way to go. Defensively, I think we played okay. You know, C.J. Barnett was a game-time decision not to play him. He sprained his ankle, I think, on Tuesday. Probably could have played. Tried to be smart. Corey Lindsley, our center, we played 16, 17 players as our plan, and that's when we pulled him, and I almost put him back in, and then we had some cramp issues that hurt us. So we just got to get our team together. Our offensive line's got to, once Corey's back in there full time, I think Jacoby did, I don't want to say he didn't do fine. I got to find out how he did, but we just didn't, I didn't feel the push that we needed, and we have to find a way to get out of when you lose momentum. Philly Brown has got to get more involved. That's my fault. I looked down, I can't believe he only had 2 catches. So we have to do a better job with that. The first quarter, like I said, was script. I mean, I think we're 50-50 run pass, at least on play calls, and that's where we need to be. So I'll answer questions for you.
Front row, Tim.
Yeah, Urban, just talk about the defense a little bit. You ended up starting nine new guys, and obviously Shazier had to leave for a while and stuff. What did you see just generally out of them that you liked and didn't like?
I saw some things I liked. I saw, the things that drive you nuts are the little dink and dunks that I feel like we don't trigger on. That the secondary just doesn't, that ball's in the air, you'd like to see, bam, you'd like to see that, and I didn't feel that. I did feel we tightened up as it went along. We had 2 new corners out there playing. You said 9 new players on defense? 9 new, well, really 10 new players for most of the game, right? So we just got a long way to go and get better. And after the film, I'll have more for you this week.
Front row left, Todd.
Urban, you mentioned earlier in the week you weren't real happy with the way you guys started last year. Right. Got off to a much better start this year, but what kind of happened after that?
Oh, I just think momentum is an amazing thing in college football. The more mature your team is, momentum's only about 7 points, I consider it. But if you're immature, especially in certain areas, momentum's a 14-point shift. And so the block punt was just terrible. I think we should have blocked it. And then you think of just the turnovers, 3 straight turnovers, 4th down, we didn't go get it. We had it might have been 4 straight right in a row, I'm not sure. But we had a block punt where we ran into the kicker. We had a 4th down, we didn't get it. We threw the ball to him on a screen pass, and then something else happened, we gave the ball right back. So that was 4 series right in a row. When we're up 23-0, I believe, is when that just turned upside down. The positive is we're 2-0 against a quality football team, and when we needed a long drive, we did. Kenny Guyton came in like he normally does, and did a very nice job.
Front row, red.
That dovetails right into my question. I was going to ask, Braxton seemed like he was having some cramps, and you brought in Kenny for a couple of plays. How well do you think Kenny did in substitution for Braxton? And was there ever a thought to maybe have him try and air it out? Because it seems like you guys had a few handoff plays with Kenny.
Yeah. I just he actually has a broken finger. I don't know if you guys knew that. Yeah, I think we told you guys that he had a broken finger almost throughout all of summer and then training camp again. It started bothering him again. So he hasn't been able to throw like he normally throws, but he's coming back, and we're getting him back together.
Second row left, Bill.
What did you learn about your team, both good and bad?
Good is that they're fighters. We had, obviously, our roster has taken some hits. We're down some players. And then you had some cramp issues, and some young players stepped up. So I like the fact that they fought. I like the fact they jumped out early. They like to play, and then that's a positive. The negative is that you need to sustain consistent effort and intensity. And the offensive line is something that we really rely on them. And they probably, after the film, I bet I'm going to come and say, they played okay. But the expectation level of that group is not okay. And but I'll let you know exactly what I thought happened. And the guy that played, was it 46? I just know where he played. I can see him standing right out there. Really, really, really good player. And we're very satisfied, to win a game. But we also need to know we have to get a lot better.
Far right.
Which is good.
Clay?
Yeah, Coach, the freshman running backs, Dontre shows you those quick feet. He let it get away from him one time.
Let him get away, and he had a chance to pull through. The kickoff return, he looked at magnetic, electric. And then 15 didn't do much, did he? Yeah, I'd like to get him more. He's got a lot of talent. But yeah, Jordan Hall, that was really good to see. Jordan Hall do that for us, and I think our running backs played okay.
Second row left, Steve?
Yeah, Coach. I want to ask about the two-point conversion plays. They call it the swinging gate. What do you call that? And
magic.
The rationale behind it. Are you just trying to give people something to prepare for down the line, or what?
Yeah, it's a pain in the rear end that you have to. Coach Warner's done a nice job with that. I just think there's many ways to get cheap points and make people work. It looked good today. Those guys did a nice job.
Front row, Bill?
Urban, Jordan Hall had his longest runs, but how much more effective do you envision him when you have the big boys back at running between the tackles?
I think he'd be fine. I think he gives us that a little bit of a hybrid guy that can do both, and that was kind of the plan with him. So once we have a full stable back, then he's still going to be certainly involved. And to be able to line up at receiver, come in and motion in and run the ball, that's a good weapon to have.
Left, Doug?
Urban, to have Braxton and Ryan both deal with the cramps, is that a concern at all going forward, or does it just happen sometimes on a hot day?
It's a concern. Yeah, it's a concern. And, we work, I know our strength staff and training staff work hard on the hydration, and I'm not sure if Buffalo cramped. That's the thing that I keep asking myself is, so we just got to continue to do a good job getting these guys to make sure that and Evan Spencer cramped too, I believe. So we had 3 guys, but that was a hot mother out there now. And so we just have to get, of course we're going to work on it, and we are concerned, and we got to get better.
And on the screen, when Mack intercepted that play, does Braxton have to read that, or was there something else that went wrong there? Or?
Yeah, it's a sunny and clear screen pass to the outside receiver. If something's in the way, you burn it and live to see the next down. That should never happen.
Front row left, Doug?
Urban, I thought Braxton looked really good the first quarter. Maybe not so much second. Just maybe if you could assess this play. Also, 4 sacks. I know Mack was a beast out there.
We gave
but
up 4 sacks.
Yeah, but it seemed like Braxton.
That's unacceptable.
Yeah.
That's completely unacceptable, and we'll get that fixed. You asked about Braxton. His statistics aren't bad. 15 to 22 for 178, 2 touchdowns. What was the pick? He did throw a pick?
To Mack.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, so I probably see it the way you saw it. I'll give you more information when I get back to you next week. But I thought he came out of the chute fast. We did a good job opening it up a little bit. I think we kind of tightened up a little bit when he started cramping and started just handing the ball off a little bit. So I think he can play better.
2 more questions. Bob and then Bo.
Still on Braxton, Coach. It struck me that even though things weren't going very well in the second half, when you really needed it, Braxton broke off some of those runs like he always seems to do. And I know the emphasis has been on improving his passing and all that, but can you just talk about how that's still a pretty big part of what you do?
Well, they started playing some coverages that, the great quarterbacks, when you drop 8 and you play something we call 2-man or man under, where they're manning everybody with deep safeties, that forces a lot of times you have to go utilize usually we don't see that kind of defense because you have an athletic quarterback. But I saw the same thing you did, that when we needed a couple plays, he had a couple big ones for us. We're backed up in a critical situation. He got us almost all the way down the field. So, and then he got us that field goal. That's about I can imagine 70-yard drive or 60-yard drive. So, quarterbacks have to do that. That's his job description, to get us out of a jam, be a great player. And at times he looked like that today.
Coach, I thought over here to your left, I thought Joey Bosa had a pretty dang good game for his first time out in the shoe. Just your impressions of him. Maybe it sometimes looked like maybe the best defensive lineman you had for a little bit there.
Yeah, I didn't have a chance. I'm usually talking to the offense, but Joey Bosa, we're very pleased to have him part of our program. His future is kind of silly what if he continues to get going. Michael Hill, I knew, played a little bit, 77, and Trey Johnson, linebacker, got in quite a bit. And then you had the two new corners, Duran and us. So there's a lot of new faces out there, a lot of new faces.
Coach, thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.